everybody. Bill Stead reporting to you for Arizona Capital Management, April 1st, April Fool's Day 2025. I cannot believe 3 months of 2025 has come and gone already. But it has, and my gosh, what a first quarter it has been. There has been so many things that have been happening that are impacting the market right now. Obviously, we put a new political regime in place in Washington, D.C. And along with that came all kinds of new rules, immigration, tariffs, government spending, or DOGE. Of course, we're all still dealing with the war between Russia and Ukraine. We're getting involved more heavily in the Middle East right now. Of course, we're always dealing with China and North Korea. There's just so much going on, not to mention the interest in the whole AI area. That is a lot for the market to absorb. And it's actually done a pretty significant job of doing that. But that's a lot to absorb in a very short period of time. And as a result, we have had a lot of volatility, particularly the last month, a month and a half. Ended up being at the end of the first quarter, the Dow Industrials was down 1.56%. The NASDAQ was down 10.4%. The S&P 500 was down 4.76%. There's just a lot going on. As a matter of fact, we actually went into correction territory a week and a half ago, which just means that the market's 10% off of its previous highs. It's just a lot to take in. All of this takes time for the market to sort out and figure out how all of these different things are going to impact everything. So, but on the plus side, there's some good things happening. One is it looks like there's some easing taking place with inflation. And obviously, we're all feeling that in our pocketbook every time we go to shop at the store or the gas station or anything like that. But it looks like there's starting to be some easing there. And maybe towards the end of this year, we'll start to see some reductions, some interest rates. Tariffs themselves, historically, when tariffs have been put in place, they really haven't had that significant effect on the market itself. However, the market likes to sit back and try to figure out what they think is going to be the impact of tariffs. It's probably going to be latter half of this year or even as much as early next year before we start to see impacts from that. And of course, they're going to get negotiated, which will also reduce the overall impact of what's going on there. I guess if you factor in inflation and coming down, if you factor in some of these programs that are going to get folded in to the marketplace, there are reasons to be very optimistic towards the end of this year and into next year. But of course, where are we at today? Where we're at today is still a period of tremendous volatility. Got up this morning and heard that the market was going to be down several hundred points, and they were. And then looked an hour later, and they were up. Looked again, and now they're down again. So we're going to continue to see this seesaw volatility, which makes what we have been doing at Arizona Capital Management the last couple of years so important, which is managing your risk mitigation programs. We've done a lot of things to try to help flatten out the volatility in your portfolios, things like regularly rebalancing your portfolios, things like good asset allocation between bonds and fixed interest type of securities and equities so that you're not 100% exposed to the marketplace. We've taken a look at introducing buffered programs into your portfolios, which can help ease the unease with the market going down significantly when you have 10 or 20% buffers. We've introduced structured notes. We've done a lot on our side to try to control your risk or your volatility a little bit. And we're going to continue to do that. So I guess that's why, even though the markets have been struggling so far this year overall, if you've looked at your accounts, you're probably going to find year to date the difference in your balance between January 1st and December and March 31st. Probably not that much different. Matter of fact, many of the clients I've been speaking to in the last couple of weeks have actually have had more money now. Their accounts have moved forward. So while there is obviously some negative impact on the equity side of your portfolios, while obviously just continue to be some unease or unrest in the markets overall, we feel pretty good about where things are at heading down the road. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about Arizona Capital Management itself. We have a couple of things that I think you need to be aware of. Number one, is we are changing our logo, all right? And when you get your statements this month, or if you go online and look at your statements, you'll see a new logo on there. The company hasn't changed. Nothing's changed anywhere. It's just that we're trying to freshen up our look a little bit. So we had a new logo. Along with that, probably in the next month or so, will be a different looking website coming to you as well. But again, there's no changes except for how we're trying to portray ourselves out there. The second thing I think is important for you to know is tax season. We're in the middle of tax season. It's funny how that aligns with allergy season, at least for me anyway. But we're in the middle of tax season. You got a couple weeks left to get your tax returns done. All of your 1099s should be loaded up in your client portal on AdviceWorks. If you haven't gotten them, or if you feel like you should have one and don't have it, please give us a call. We'll make sure we get it to you. Also, tied in with tax day is on April 22nd. We're having, I believe, our third annual Shred It Day. It's on Earth Day, but it's a great opportunity if you have boxes of old papers, boxes of old water bills from 20 years ago, whatever you have stacked up around. It's sensitive in nature in terms of your name and account numbers and phone numbers and addresses and things like that. We offer this day once a year for you to swing by our office. We'll be out in the parking lot. We've made arrangements with our shredded company. We'll have extra bins there so we can get all those documents taken care of for you properly. So I urge you to take advantage of that. I know that we've already sent out an invitation. Some people responded. Some people, it takes a couple of hits before they see it. So keep your eye out for it. If you haven't seen it and you want to participate or want to bring your stuff by, please reach out to your advisor and let them know so we can get you on the list. And again, I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for Matt Julian, my partner here at Arizona Capital Management, Anthony Costabile, and also Nick Rhodes. So please feel free to reach out to any of them or anybody on our staff as well. That would all be happy to take your name and make sure you're good to go on that. So I think that's a lot of information in a very short amount of time. As you can tell, though, even though things are a little bit volatile right now, I'm still very optimistic on things. I kind of usually am. If you guys know me, you know that. And so hopefully the rest of the year will start to ease up a little bit, start to move in the right direction a little bit better. But please, if you have any questions at all, anything you want to talk about, reach out to me, reach out to our team. We'd be happy to help you out. With that, have a great April. Nice talking to you.